Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I have been so excited to make this video because that means that I have finally seen the highly anticipated for me Wes Anderson short film, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, which just dropped on Netflix. And let's get into it. So as you may know if you have been following this channel, I am a huge Wes Anderson fan. He is one of my favorite directors of all time. I pretty much adore all of his films. And his previous Asteroid City I really loved. So I was really excited to see what he was going to do here because he was going back to Roald Dahl. And the last adaptation that he made of a Roald Dahl novel was Fantastic Mr. Fox, which I consider to be his best film. And while I am a massive fan of Wes Anderson's full feature-length films, his shorts to me are a little bit more hit or miss. There's some that just don't click with me as much. They're fine in terms of showcasing his style, but they're usually quite shallow, I find. In terms of people criticizing Wes Anderson and his style of filmmaking, I think it's more obvious in his shorts because he doesn't have enough time to flesh out his characters and tell a full narrative. The ones I have liked are ones like Hotel Chevalier, which was a prologue to the Darjeeling Limited, and it just fleshes out the characters really nicely. But after seeing this, I do think The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar is his best short film to date. It is easily his most ambitious, with telling a lot of narratives at once. This almost feels like Inception, where it's telling a narrative inside a narrative inside a narrative. It definitely feels like it's giving us a glimpse of the direction Wes really wants to go in terms of communicating a story to us. He's been kind of doing this since The French Dispatch, where he wants to tell multiple stories at once. It is very ambitious. Some people really don't click with it. A lot of people have been turned off with his style of filmmaking, probably since that movie. And that is where I think that he made that massive change. And we really started to see that. This, he's really going for it. But I think he pulls it off. I think he pulled it off in Asteroid City in The French Dispatch as well. But he does another excellent job here of really smoothly telling these narratives in a way that feels very accessible and quite easy to follow. This is also him breaking the fourth wall more than ever. The characters are always talking to the audience, and I really like that about it. I always find it really charming in Wes Anderson movies when he goes in that direction. And when he does it here, it's equally as charming. You have Roald Dahl himself in this movie communicating the story to us. You have the characters telling us how they feel and what they're doing. Now, some people find that really frustrating, again, because they want to be shown these things and not told. But to me, Wes is a masterful director in terms of visual storytelling. He can tell you everything that's going on while really supporting that with his visual aesthetic. He has done that constantly throughout his career, and once again, it is very effective here. As per usual, the performances I think are really great. Most of this cast actually haven't been in a Wes Anderson movie before, and after seeing this short film, I'm kind of surprised that they weren't selected previously because they just seem like such a beautiful match with his style of filmmaking. Benedict Cumberbatch and Dev Patel were notable standouts, but everyone really gets a moment to shine. There's not a weak link in this cast. They're all playing multiple characters and they're all doing it in a very superb way. They're constantly changing their mannerisms. They feel like different characters. Ben Kingsley is another one who really pulls this off in just a very subtle but really well executed way. Now, if you don't like the style of performances or the writing that you see in every Wes Anderson movie, especially the ones that he's done lately, I find it hard that you're going to really enjoy this. I think it makes it a little bit easier for you because it's in a shorter package and it just goes by in a flash. But that style of dialogue and filmmaking is all there. What I love about Wes Anderson is he is unapologetically himself in terms of just presenting his way of filmmaking and the way that he likes to present a narrative. I like that he doesn't budge. and he just really keeps plowing on with what he's good at, what he's known for, and building on that and giving us a new experience every single time. Now, as expected, the cinematography and production design are flawless. I always find them to be pretty much the top of the game in both those aspects, and it just really continues here. The sets are constantly changing and evolving, and this feels more like a theater production than maybe any other Wes Anderson movie. And that's saying a lot because, once again, with The French Dispatch, Asteroid City, and now this, it seems like he's going more in that style of filmmaking where the characters, the way they move, the way that the production changes on the spot, it all really feels like a theater production. And honestly, I would love it if he just went full scale in that direction because I think it would be amazing. Honestly, the only issue that I may really have with this is that I wish it was a full-length feature film. I really like the characters here. The 40 minutes absolutely flew by. It felt like a second. And I think Henry Sugar truly had potential to become one of Wes's best characters if we had a little bit more time to really flesh out his story, because it was quite poignant in a lot of ways. And I really like the way that his character progressed throughout this short. I wish we could have seen a little bit more there. Overall, this is a really easy recommendation. I also think it's not a bad entry point for Wes Anderson's style of filmmaking just because it is so short. It doesn't take that much time to see it. And you just get a real taste of what he's capable of as a director, especially in terms of tuning into what he's kind of doing now. This is just an excellent way of visualizing and showcasing that without giving you a full-length feature film that is insanely complex like something like Asteroid City. Now, I do want to talk Oscars here. It's not going to get nominated for any other category apart from live action short film, just because it's probably not eligible and it just wouldn't get nominated. In short film, I think it would be a contender if it gets pushed and campaigned. The problem is I don't know if it really is campaigned as this big Oscar contender in that category. So I don't know if the Academy will go for it. But if there is a bit of a push there, I think it is well deserving of a nomination. And right now, probably a win. It is one of the most creative and just engaging short films that I have seen in quite some time. I really, really enjoyed this, and I truly think it was just such a beautiful showcase of Wes Anderson and what he does while giving us just some great characters to explore. Overall, a very easy recommendation for me. Please go check it out. It is quite great. It's on Netflix. It's pretty easy to pick up and watch. And those are my thoughts for the wonderful story of Henry Sugar. If you've seen it, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Do you enjoy this new style of Wes Anderson's filmmaking, or are you just getting really tired of what he's doing right now? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.